ervaring.
Alright, so what you're about to listen to contains some explicit language, adult themes that are not suitable for them youngins, under 18. Discretion is strongly advised, but it's fun.
Thoughts with Chill.
Let's settle down. Alright.
You can shut up.
Hey guys, it's quarantine time.
I hope you're all
Quarantine time.
staying Roner free.
Quarantine time.
Maybe some of you are boner free. Some of you thirsty bitches.
Times are rough.
A little scurry.
A little scary. But we're not here to scare you tonight. Or are we?
Oh my god, shut up.
Okay, so I actually have the funniest story that I just wanted to talk about, because now that it's quarantine time, me and Logan are working in our office all day together. He's like the coworker you don't want that keeps harassing you and bothering you. And he was texting me from this number to test it out because he does IT stuff. And he texted me and he's like, hey. And he's like, did you get my text? And I was like, that was from you. And he's like, yeah. And then a few minutes later, 15, 20 minutes later, I get another text and it's all, show me your bobs.
You didn't sign up for this.
I'm like, I'm gonna go to HR.
I know. Whose HR person do you have to go to? His or yours?
I have someone to complain about.
So,
I'm getting sexually harassed in office.
oh, what's his name?
Anyways, Logan's been playing Conan a lot lately, and him and his friends are into it. So this happened a few years ago. They all got into Conan. But
I don't know what Conan is, so please
right.
clarify.
So Conan is basically it's kind of like Sims, but Conan style. So you have to build but also with Animal Crossing, but Conan style. So it's
Chalt, quit trying to push your Animal
Cavemen.
Crossing into any conversation.
I know. Are we secretly getting a
sick of hearing
sponsor
about
from
it.
them? Is that why you keep
should.
mentioning it?
We fucking should. Okay, anyways, but it is kind of like that. You have to build your own shacks and stuff, but you can also play with everyone. So it's also kind of
And
a
you make
combination
love
Okay,
of
so
WoW.
it's an RPG.
Yeah.
Okay,
And you can, so Logan's been playing with his friends, but they did this a few years ago, right? Well, it stopped because drama started happening in Conan. And it was the best time of my life just hearing about all the drama they had, so-and-so snuck into one of their camps and took everything and
Oh, no, he
all their
didn't.
shit, just fucking raided their place. And then he didn't know who did it. And then he finally got vengeance, and it's just everyone basically just getting ass hurt after forever. So they stopped playing.
No wonder he stopped.
So they haven't played in
They
years.
just go through spurts.
Yeah, they haven't played in years, but all of a sudden Conan, I think, released something, and it's back, guys, and there's
The Real
drama.
Housewives.
There's drama already.
Already there's drama. And
Are we gonna have a Conan episode?
we should. I should write it down during the day, or I should have Logan tell me about it, and then I'll jot it down, because it is honestly my favorite. So last season, a few years ago when they played, it was so one of Logan's friends, because I called it. I was like, I just know how a couple of Logan's friends are, and I was like, they're gonna raid your shit, Logan. If you guys are already in teams, they're gonna raid on your team. It's fucking, you can't.
You're pull your head out of your
Yeah,
fucking
I was like,
twat.
do it. And if he had done it when I told him to, he wouldn't have been in this mess. And he's like, no, they wouldn't do that to us. And then it got dirty. And they fucking did him dirty. They, like, took everything. I think they, like, wrecked shit, too.
Oh my
Just, like, really inconveniencing it. And, like, just, it was so funny.
Stole all their
And
building
I'm just
material.
like dying and laughing about it. And so Logan's fucking ass hurt. Like, I only hear the parts when other people are having drama, but when it's like Logan, he really gets upset. Like, they take this all too seriously. And I'm just like, this is the best. So I'll have
Conan's
to
not a
fill you
video
guys.
game, it's my life.
It's my life.
So, like, their friends group would, like, betray each other?
Yeah, basically, they're all just like fucking trolls and they just try to one up each other all the time. This is how it happens when they all drink together, too. Someone's getting ass hurt about beer pong, or, you know, it just. They just get ass hurt sometimes.
I just don't understand, Shell.
I guess not. But that is my favorite thing right now. So really enjoying
So I'm
Conan
really into
drama.
it.
I've been considering, I was like, Nicole, she's my friend, and her husband plays the game too. And I was like, this is my favorite time, is when the boys all get into Conan and there's all this drama and then all of them get ass hurt and stop playing. And I was like, we need to get really good at Conan and just fucking raid him. Just show up on him.
They'd probably divorce you.
He probably would. He'd probably be so ass
He
hurt.
starts getting domestic. What's been your quarantine hobbies?
Pretty much being a porch hag.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's my favorite. Are you spying on your neighbors?
Oh, fuck yeah, I see all sorts of things
Ooh.
out there.
Ooh.
You're like, hello, neighbor.
You're like,
We have
"That's
some
Debbie."
serious, sketchy people walking around our
Oh, I'm
complex.
sure.
And, like, when we go on our night walks just to, like, get some fresh air, like, there is, like, crazy people. Like, I'm constantly looking behind my back.
Yeah, it's a
That's why I call it Stabby Trail over there.
stabby trail, but there's cops that go over there,
Yeah,
right?
they patrol in a
Because
golf cart.
it's stabby.
Well, I think people have died in that little river.
Yeah, isn't it the Jordan River?
Really?
Nick, I don't fucking know what river.
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know.
Nick, shut up.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's the only river here. I don't know. I'm not from Utah. I don't know. That's
You
not
have,
my
like, other
purse.
rivers? Is it around the riverbed?
Anyways, I do think it is Jordan River. Because it is in Murray, too, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. We're gonna get a lot of hate for that. We already did. Lindsay
What?
called me out. She's like, you don't know your counties in Utah? I was like, absolutely not. Do I look like I paid
no.
attention in school? Lindsay?
Geography, was it?
I did not pay attention in school, okay?
Yeah, I've been trying to find work, and, like, some of the, like, places where I'm trying to look, like, some of them are in, like, places in Utah I have never even heard of. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
like,
fuck's that? I've never heard of that.
I've been hearing about Springville lately, and I'm like, where's fucking Springville? What's this Springville? And it's literally just like 4 miles away from me, and I had no idea.
Wow.
You idiot.
I know.
So you need to leave your house every now and then.
Yeah, so I've always been working from home, and then I think I said this on another episode, but I was working from home from my previous job, so I was kind of excited to get out of the house, because, like, I haven't been, and sometimes you just need a little change, and then I'm back to working from home. I'm grateful for a job, though.
I've been stress eating, so I feel like I'm fatter.
Me too.
Me too.
I
Eat
think
a lot of
everyone
yogurt,
has. Oh, I love
Play a lot of
yogurt.
video games, you know.
Yeah.
Make milk.
Make milkshakes. Writing in my diary.
Do you have a diary?
No. I mean, yeah, I actually do. I say it's a journal. Diary is like 12-year-old Chell,
Okay, well,
who's probably just
I know a lot
really
of
Okay, so what do
lame.
you write in your journal?
big notorious events. Anyways, we're just fucking around this episode. I wanted to talk about Conan. Oh, wait, didn't you say you had a video game or something like a...
Oh, fuck, yes, I did. I forgot. So I've been playing Diablo a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, it's what's kept me sane. It just kind of takes my mind off everything. Kind of like your Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I get it.
So I was playing with these two guys. They both had mics. I haven't been plugging in lately because I don't like to talk to people.
You should.
I really should have for
You
this
should-
one. For this
okay.
one, I really should have.
What happened? What? Okay, my thing is, why are people just on, like, Discord and they're just rambling on and on and on? Like, what is the point of that?
Well, because sometimes that's their only outlet, and they just love to hear themselves talk.
It's true. Like, there'll be people, like, because you can play up to 4 players.
Okay.
Usually people don't have mics, but I've played with some people that have just one mic and they're talking to themselves. Like, nobody's talking to them. And they're
So
like,
get a
hey
Twitch.
guys, level 2 down here.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, who are you talking to? No, nobody's talking to you.
You're
I
like,
think
I'm
they
just following you around.
I think they
Nick,
like...
it just makes them feel better, okay?
Look, I didn't say there was a problem. I enjoy it personally.
What would you call those people?
Special.
Chatty Cathy's.
Oh my god.
Okay, so anyway, that's not the end of the story.
Okay.
So, I get on to the 4-player thing. 4 of us are playing. Me and this other guy didn't have a mic, and this guy and another guy had mics, and they were talking to each other. And I don't think they knew each other, but it's weird to me that people talk to each other like they know each other.
Yeah.
So they were just going on, and this guy's kind of weird, the one guy, and he's kind of southerny, got a
How
southerny
old do you
accent.
think he is?
Gal, if I had to guess, I'd say 25 to 30. So anyway, they're talking, and then he's like, I'll be right back. And, like, when he says be right back, like, we're waiting for him, and he's just letting us know that he's going, and
Yeah.
so we're like, okay, and then he comes back and he's like, woo! Cocaine makes me poop.
Whoa!
And I'm like, what in the fuck? And I just was rolling, and
You're glad you didn't have a mic?
like you just hear him fiddling around with like paper and
Oh
stuff.
my
and
God.
he's just like,
Oh my,
And,
can
like-
he mute himself?
and like
Yes, you can. Which
his character in the game looked like it was on cocaine. It's like flying around the whole map and just
You're like, hey, over here.
you could
like
distinctively...
he's just going nuts, and I'm like, holy cow, this guy's hilarious. And he's like, I'm gonna do another bump.
Oh my god. You're like, hey,
like-
are you gonna share?
And the other guy goes, it's good, huh? He was kind of awkward about it, which I don't blame him, because he's like, oh, what do you say to that?
Yeah. You're like,
how do you, he's like, oh, so it's good. He's like,
Can
oh,
you mute
he's like,
yourself?
what's it like? And he's like, oh man, it's good. And
oh my god.
like,
How old was this other kid?
Yeah.
I definitely younger, I think.
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus.
He's like, yeah,
But
man,
anyway-
I'm killing it.
But while we're playing the game, he's just being out of control and with his character, and then like he had this weird laugh that is just. It was
his
exactly
Coke
like
His
that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this guy is nuts. And it gets better. Like, when we're done, like, playing the level, we have a pause moment so we can, like, sell our stuff we've got and get money and then
Yeah.
stop. Anyway, I hear vacuuming in the background of the mic. I'm like, is this guy vacuuming between the games? Like, what in the hell?
He's like, oh my god, I gotta vacuum real fast. I can fit it
Hang
in.
on, I can...
And, like, I knew it was him because his character stopped moving.
That is
You
so
could finally
fucking
see
funny. Yeah.
And then we went on to play another game.
Was
I'm
he
like,
good?
These guys are... Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Oh.
Yeah, he was killing it, Charles.
The
He was-
cocaine was doing him okay.
Had a bloody nose, but he was good. But yeah, it was so funny.
Oh my god.
And then, yeah, we went on to play another game, and he's like, his character just stops in the middle of the game we're playing, and I hear vacuuming again. And then, like, he comes back and is, okay. And then, like, after that game, like, he left, and I was so disappointed, but it was so funny.
He's like, I just gotta do more shit, sorry.
Oh my god.
I should have friended him. I can't remember his
Well-
gamer name, but
That's hilarious.
Well,
You know, I hope he's still alive and doing well.
you know, whatever gets you through quarantine, you know?
I mean,
I get it.
so I kind of wanted to talk about Trek. My brothers don't want to because we've already recorded an episode about Trek, but it didn't go very well.
Because, like, it was so long ago, like...
This was when our new recording
It
phase-
was so long ago, so it's really hard for us to remember everything that happened.
God.
But the parts we do remember are so funny, and we figured we couldn't do a whole episode on it, and anyways, this is gonna be better.
Because I'll start it, because it started with me.
Okay.
Because, first off, it started when...
So first,
yeah.
explain Trek.
Trek...
So,
Pioneers traveled from somewhere to somewhere, I can't remember. Basically, they came to Utah.
they trekked to fucking Utah,
trekked.
Wyoming.
They trekked the fuck out of America to get to Utah.
Yeah.
I don't know how long, from where, I just know it killed off many.
Anyways, the LDS community really thrives off of it. They just
They feed
have
off
this huge boner for a trek.
So what is
Every
my...
4 years.
So what does my bishop ask at the time? And regardless, I've never really been active into the church, even as a kid.
Yeah.
And so he was like, so would you want to go on Trek? And I was like, what's Trek? And of course, after he explained that, I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I was like, that sounds miserable.
And Colton's very upfront.
And so I said no. And then fucking Nick and Chell the next day are like, yeah.
Pretty much, sack up, bitch, we're going on Trek.
Yeah.
they said yes.
Put on your moccasins, bitch. We're going on Trek.
Saddle up, bitch.
Saddle up, bitch. We're going on Trek.
And so, of course, when they were going, I was like, alright, fuck it.
So, first of all, the only reason me and Nick gave in to Trek in the first place is because our bishop at the time was such a nice guy.
Yeah, he
He
really
actually
was.
did a lot
He
for our
still
family.
texts us to
He
this day to
does.
see how we're doing.
Yes,
And
he was
we
just
haven't seen him in
tremendous.
years. Probably over a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he loved our family for some reason. I think it's because we were a shit show.
Hot mess express.
And he wanted to fix us. And we couldn't, God could not save us. Neither could Trek. Trek was never gonna save us.
But it was quite the experience.
But it was quite the experience.
So, we get...
So we talked Colton into going on Trek with us. So they make you into families as well. So me and Nick were in the bishop's family.
Yeah.
And then I was in a different...
And then they separated Colton. Colton wasn't in our family.
Uh-huh.
And me and Nick were pissed. We were so annoyed. And Colton was pissed.
Because
he wasn't
I didn't
having
even
a
wanna
good
go
time.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And the only reason I was going was because Nick and Chell fucking...
Well, so then we talked to the bishop. And we were like, well, Nick did.
I know, I'm
And
like,
we're like,
Colton's
hey,
having
can
a
we-
really hard time with that other family. I think it'd be better if like,
We
he got with
swapped a
somebody
sibling.
he knows.
So
We need to
what did
swap
he
a
do?
sibling. He swapped
he
out
actually-
Patricia, and we swapped in Colton.
Wait, was that
Wife
really who it was?
swapping. I don't know. But we did have to give up a kid.
Yeah, I think it was one of the bishop's kids that went.
Oh, that's right.
He's all,
I know.
Nancy, you need
See,
to go.
that's the kind of guy he was. He was just...
He's just so nice. I mean, he threw out
killed-
his own daughter for
I
us.
know.
He probably
She
thought we
ended
were
up in an
hilarious.
okay family. Things were fine.
She was
Yeah.
taken care of.
She
Don't
was
worry.
taken care of. Don't worry, we're not that rude.
Plenty of fruit snacks for her over there.
Fruit leather.
Fruit leather, that's what it was.
Lots of fruit leather.
Fuck, they had tons of fruit leather.
Yeah, and we ate them all.
I know,
I
they were
didn't
so
get
good.
any.
Ew, except the green apple.
Maybe.
That was my least. I still ate it, but
No, the one I do
I still ate it,
fuck
but I
with
wasn't
is the
happy.
apricot.
I wasn't happy about it.
Fuck the apricot one. You can stick that one right up your ass.
I like the apricots.
Anyway, so let's just say the bus ride there, because not only was Trek inconvenient in the first place for me, it was also like a 4-hour bus ride with every fucking kid that was also going on Trek.
Yeah.
They were just... They
And
were happy
what
to
time
be
did
on the
we have to
bus.
leave in the morning? What was it, 5 in the morning or
Yeah,
something?
it was like really, really
I know
early.
it was dark when we were loading on
Yeah.
the bus.
And so, and every kid decided to fucking sing on that fucking bus.
I think I was on a different bus than you. Didn't they make the women go on one and the guys go on another?
No, I think we were in the same bus.
That's hazy to me. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But the bus ride
I
was
remember
not
sitting
fun.
next to you, but
It was just a shitty bus ride.
Shitty.
I
And then
didn't-
we'd have to make pit stops. So when you're on Trek, they also make you wear Pioneer outfits. So we're in this heavy ass gear.
yeah, what were you
Pioneer-
in again?
I was in I had like a bonnet. I had
Oh yeah, the
I had
stupid
long
bonnets.
sleeve
gosh.
shirt and like a vest and like a huge ass dress.
Yeah, that dress.
It was awful. And then I had to
it
wear
looked like
pants
a
under
Levi
them.
dress is how thick it was.
It was so awful. And then I had to I luckily was able to wear like my Trek shoes, but
Did you have swamp ass the whole time?
you know, I actually don't remember
I had
chafing
swamp
too
ass on the
bad.
bus.
Oh, I had swamp ass. Like, I remember. We'll just say that at the end because
Yeah.
the whole after.
We were salty after, I must say.
Because it started, we had to obviously trek and pull a fucking wagon
Mm-hmm.
with our shit.
May
we were
I remind
taking-
you that only the men could push the wagon?
No.
No.
No, the
Oh.
women seemed to think that. The women sure thought that.
Well, I took advantage of that.
Well, because.
Yeah, I know. I never remember seeing you push the wagon.
I didn't.
No.
Not even on the women's pool.
No. And it was annoying because when we came to the women's pool, where the women
First-
had to experience what it was like to have the men die, and it was only the women pushing it, and it was like a really spiritual experience.
Well, first of all, it was a steep ass hill, and
And
they're
it was
like, "All right,
muddy.
it's the women's turn to pull, and the men have to watch." And I'm like, "Oh, that's fun." Said
And-
no one
And
ever.
here are me and Nick being like, "Fuck yes!" Because
About
they
time.
haven't done shit.
know.
This
We're
whole
practically
time.
over
I
there.
specifically,
goddamn
yeah,
time.
no,
But
I
yeah, 'cause fuck
specifically.
you, Indy. You haven't pulled
I
this shit
specifically
once.
remember everyone's siblings like being like, "All right, good luck," and then mine are like, "It's about fucking time you pulled your weight, Chell."
Cow.
Cow,
God,
get
lazy
up there.
bitch.
So we're on the women's pool and we have to like push these fucking wagons up this steep ass hill, and it wasn't muddy, but it was really dirty. Anyways, there were so many women on there. I honestly didn't feel like there was room for me to push, and I didn't. I tried, but there were so many other women doing it.
I don't think you tried.
So, are you trying
Anyways,
to tell us
it was
or
supposed
you?
to be an emotional moment. So all the guys are crying and the men are crying.
And me and Nick didn't realize that at first because we were just like, God, about fucking time. And then other people are like,
I know it was really emotional for him. I'm like,
but I was just like, oh.
I felt like
It's
kinda
about
bad, but then I'm like-
goddamn time.
I'm like, fuck you, bitch.
They're just like, "Fuck you, Chell.
But yeah, I
Good
mean,
luck. It's about fucking time you pulled
I
your
guess you
weight."
could say I'm just a feminist. So it's fine. There's like a movement for
I
it.
mean, you're not wrong. So fuck them for labeling
remember
it, you
some
know?
of those weird people we met, though? Like, remember that, like, loner kid that was just really awkward? Like,
So,
trying to high-five everybody.
Well,
Yes, Nick, that was so sad.
I know, when no one would high-five
no
him.
one wanted to fucking high five anyone. At the end of the day, I was about ready to murder people.
Yeah.
Eat off someone's arm. I was starving.
And so we get to this fucking river that we have to cross. And remember, it got, like, all of us wet. I was chafing to high
Yeah.
hell the rest of the day. Because, of course, I was sweating up a goddamn storm anyway. And it wasn't any drier in the first place to start.
I know, it's like that
Well,
wind
and
started
then-
to pick up and dry it just a little bit. And then this happened. You made
Yeah.
me go in water.
Yeah.
So it was just shitty.
Shitty.
I
And
had-
I think how much we did like 8 to 9 miles a day, I swear.
Yeah, I think
We
there
did
was
a
one
lot.
day we did 13.
Yeah.
They said.
And then so we'd finally get to our campsite and they'd separate the men and the women for intent. So I'd have to like go sleep with these girls I don't even fucking know instead of my goddamn brothers.
And then
And
me
then-
and Nick got
I
to
know, we got to
sleep right
Yeah,
next to
Nick
each
and
other.
Colton gotta have each other, and I'm just like in my tent alone with these weirdos.
Colin, remember some of those kids were just out of control. They were out of control hyper.
Well, might we add, we were probably the oldest. Like,
I for sure was
there were
probably
majority of, like,
I think I was 16 at the time,
and there
and
were,
none of us were were heavy into the church, and we're not going to be. The church just did so much for Mom that we kind of felt like we had to.
oh, I didn't. I
Yeah.
mean,
that much was clear.
That much was clear.
but they
But-
did help our family.
Yes.
They did help us a lot. But, yeah, anyways, we were just like, this is awful. And then they're like, do you feel the Holy Spirit? And I'm like, I feel chafing.
Yeah, I've got blisters on my feet. Is that the
And I
Holy
need a
Spirit?
nap. And it's really hot.
Can we sit in the sun any longer and not
Snap.
feel this Holy Spirit?
Yeah.
Can we feel this Holy Spirit in the shade?
Well,
Yeah.
Remember that first night that, like, we went there, everybody was so tired, the wind was blowing, like, we were having a hard
Yes.
time putting up
It
those
took
goddamn
so
tents.
long.
Well, it was already so dark. We got there late.
And dinner was pretty much grab
Yeah.
what you can. A piece of bread, you
Yeah.
know, whatever. Cram
And
what
then
you
we're
can
done.
down your throat. And that I can't remember what I grabbed. I think it was like maybe a hamburger bun or something.
Some bread.
I can't remember, but it was, nothing.
Not much.
Not much for after doing
You're
a
like,
13
God, what did I
mile hike.
signed up
And
for?
it was windy as fuck, so we couldn't even, like, set up the tents.
I know.
I didn't even know how to set up a tent, so I just watched. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
was
don't
a
remember
shit show.
helping
It was so
either.
windy. And then, so I didn't get any sleep that
But
night.
wait,
Hold
remember
on.
the-
So after we set up the tents
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything gets situated, they call us over. And the wind is just howling, and they decide to have a little I don't know what.
testimonial bullshit at, like, the 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
We
everyone
walked
wanted
13
to bear their
fucking miles.
testimony. And we're just like, okay.
And not shitting you, there was this one bitch that took, it probably was a half hour to maybe 45 minutes, and it was just ridiculous because it was cold. No one could hear her, and it was just, and every time you think you would end, she'd just
Yeah,
be
she's
like,
like-
"And so, I'll say another speech."
Oh, and these are the people that drove to the area. And they
Uh-huh.
didn't set any tents up or
Yeah,
anything.
they
They
didn't
were
walk around.
tired.
Fucking
They
trek.
drove on golf carts.
The most exhausting thing to them was bearing their testimony. And I was just like, you know, I'm exhausted hearing this. Put me to bed.
Fucking pitch.
Stick a fork in me, Bethany. I'm done.
Wrap it up.
Put a pretty bow on it. Were you walking 8 miles today? I didn't see your ass in here in your nice, clean white shirt.
You probably got dinner, bitch.
You probably were able to wipe your ass on your own toilet today. Eat shit, Bethany. No, but that's seriously,
Shit.
everyone was so pissed.
Everybody
You could tell,
was not
like,
in the
even
mood for it. Even some of the leaders, they're just like,
they're
this
just
is
like,
not
stop.
the time. This is not
We've been
the time.
trekking all day. You think we want to
I
hear
think
your
me and
testimony?
Nick We're even just like, okay, if she goes on, we're just going
I
to
think
walk
we-
to the 10.
I think we started to, and then it ended.
And then we were just
And then you're like, great.
Like, oh, why didn't we do that sooner?
Perfect.
But
oh,
it was a
God.
joke. And
God.
me and Colton's tent situation, we were dealing with like
Hooligans.
hyper, like,
the
8-year-olds
rowdiest
and-
kids that for some reason were not wiped out.
yeah, where did they get that fucking energy?
I don't know, but they were loud. And didn't you fart on one of them?
Oh yeah, that fat kid that wouldn't settle down. I'm just like, I'd put my butt cheeks on him. He's like, ew.
Ew. He's ew. Ew.
Now go to sleep.
It was
Go to
just
sleep.
awful because it was so windy and loud that you
tent
couldn't
was
even
just like-
sleep anyway.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Well,
and
it finally calmed down because I remember waking you up because I'm like, I've got to go to the bathroom. Do you?
Oh, yeah.
And like, we didn't have a flashlight because we didn't pack shit like that. I don't remember being told to.
Yeah.
But anyway, so remember like trying to find your way through, and then they cut off like little tree stumps, so you're like tripping over them, trying to find your way to the
Yes.
pisser.
Fuck yeah. They like set up minefields for you to walk on to go to the shitty porta potty.
I finally just got far enough away from the tents and just
yeah, I would have too. Oh, it was awful. Anyways, I'm not sure what you're supposed to learn from Trek.
Well, you're just supposed to be grateful.
I mean, I
And
am, but they didn't
appreciate-
need to take me on a trek.
Yeah, that's
you knew
I
what you were
said.
getting yourself into. Chill,
I don't think I did.
chill. You did.
I
Maybe
felt
I
like
did.
too.
I felt lied to. I felt cheated. I felt...
I-
and then they tried feeding us a breakfast one morning. Like, we are the village... Like, we are the pioneers starving, and they're portioning
Yeah,
our
because
sizes.
we didn't have dinner that night.
Yeah, so
And
we
then-
wake up and I'm starving. I'm always starving. And I'm like, go to grab a second little I kid you not, these pancakes were maybe 2 inches wide. And
Yeah, two.
No, they
Yeah.
were definitely tiny as fuck.
yeah, so I went in to grab a second one and the bitch was like, no, only one.
The bitch like forked her and was like, only one bitch.
Stab. Ouch.
I was like, okay, fuck. God.
Ow!
So, yeah, we're sitting there scarfing our dinner, and what do? Okay, seconds.
I was like, fuck them.
So I
Over
hoofed on
this.
over and got seconds.
I was salty and just said,
But I still
fuck it.
It was great.
It was awful.
And then the bus ride back,
Shit
I
show.
think I slept on the bus ride back. I think I slept on Chell.
I was exhausted because I had chafing scabs. Like, it got so bad, chafing wise, that I had scabs on my inner thighs, and it just like. Do you remember when we got back and we got Wendy's?
Oh, yeah,
God,
Mom
yeah.
was like,
Mom's
what do you guys want to eat?
I know. We were like,
And we're like, Wendy's, we're fucking starving.
Pick a place, bitch.
Oh, it was so good.
You
But
shit
yeah,
your tortilla.
not sure I learned a lot. Definitely wouldn't do it again. And there's a reason we don't have those things now.
And if you ever get offered to do Trek, just give it a gentle no. and,
Unless you can
move
bring
on.
your sibling. The only reason why me and Nick got to go and we were like the older kids is because Colton wouldn't go without us. Well,
no, I think
and
he
the
would be
bishop
willing
really,
to set that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just a nice guy. He was just, yeah.
He's still the same.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
I
really
could do
nice.
that for you. I guess I could do that.
I
Yeah, I'll
guess.
go on track.
And it was nice that we were on his family because, like, he did think we were funny.
Yeah, we were definitely the stars.
I remember
mean-
packing those wet wipes.
You took
Yeah.
wet wipes?
Yeah, like those
Oh.
showering ones. So, like, I was like, wipe.
Oh.
So I felt like I got a shower. And
Well, you didn't share any of those with me. So.
It's like I could
oh,
mopped my crotch.
I could have mopped my clam bake.
Mop my clam bake.
Freshen up my clam bake for a moment. That would have been
Like, oh, we
nice.
can make sourdough tonight.
There was only enough for me.
Okay, whatever. Now I know. Hide my wipes from Nick. He'll steal them and take them and claim them as his.
Oh,
I
God.
wonder if they are still doing Trek.
Oh, well, probably not now that the coronavirus, but...
Yeah,
Yeah, whoever
that's right.
had to go this year really lucked out.
They're like, oh man, Trek's canceled.
They're like, shit,
and then
Trek's
the adults are like,
canceled.
Trek's canceled.
They're like, fuck
Shit, yeah.
I don't have to be a pioneer parent.
Could you imagine? I would not.
I would not either.
If that was your calling in the church. That
Oh,
would just
no.
be-
One time, Mom got a calling to do primary kids.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
no.
she dragged me into it, and I was like, I guess so. And if anyone knows me with kids, I'm just, like, really blunt with them, and I'm, like, kind of mean.
I know, but
We just don't
they love
have
you
to-
anyway.
I know they love me anyways. I'm just, like, so rude to them, and they just love it. And I'm just, like, so honest with it. Ugh. I'm just like, look,
You're being annoying.
you're being annoying. I need my space.
Back off.
Space.
Space, bitch.
Like my stepsisters, like they're like 11, I think,
Yeah.
and they are just obsessed
I
with
know,
me.
didn't
But they're
they get
crazy.
your number that one
Yes,
time?
I had to block them. I was
'Cause
like,
they, like,
Dad, I'm blocking you. I'm not answering any more FaceTime calls or whatever.
Would they FaceTime
Yes, she'd want to talk. And I'm like, Delilah, I'm not right now. I'm busy.
I'm so glad that doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, anyway, so I was pretty blunt, and wait, what were we talking about?
you? I don't know. We were talking about how the
Kids.
kids and how hard it'd be that...
Oh, to be a pioneer family.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're primary.
Oh, yeah, so anyways, I got reeled into being a primary teacher, and, like, we got the 7 and 8-year-olds. That is, like, the worst
Oh my gosh.
fucking age, because, one, they're fucking little liars. They are liars. In church, too. 2, they talk a lot of shit about their parents. I basically knew everything about their family, and I'm like, you know,
You're like, hey, Wendy, how's your divorce going?
yeah,
How do you
they're
know about my divorce? You little loudmouth kid, that's how.
yeah,
Fucking Louie's over there spilling the beans.
like
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
your
I'll have a word with him.
the fuck, your kid's the fucking worst. And I was just like, okay,
Didn't
you're
you say they'd
obviously
swear?
lying. I think one of them did swear. Anyways, it was just chaotic. I hated it. I didn't want to be there. Mom hated it, and we just like started calling in sick every
And
Sunday.
then they didn't call you again.
Yeah, and I was like, good, good,
Good.
good, good.
Yes.
It was like the time I worked at Little Caesars.
Oh, I remember that.
Hey, when was that? Weren't you like 16?
In high school.
Yeah, I was
wasn't
in
it?
high school. I was in high school.
And you used to drive that piece of shit black Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
actually, that wasn't. I had the
No,
Honda.
Yeah,
Still.
the Honda Passport.
I didn't
We
have
all
that till
passed it.
Oh, you
after
didn't
high
have that
school.
crap.
Yeah. So I was working at Little Caesars. I needed a little part-time job, and
To pay for your alcohol addiction.
yeah, I wasn't.
To pay for your alcohol.
Yeah, no
addiction.
shit.
Right.
So, anyways, so I get a job at Little Caesars, and like they show me how to do something. So I'm on like the pizza making. I'm putting on cheese and doing all this, and like I thought I was fast. I wasn't fast, I guess. So then they moved me over to getting things out of the oven. And if anyone knows me, there's a reason why I don't like getting things out of the oven, and this is why. Because I've done it to myself, too. This
Like,
kid-
what would you do? Burn
So-
yourself?
No, it's worse. So I was pulling a pizza out of the oven, and, like, I have the prongs for, like, the thing, and I go
Oh.
to spin, and I burned this fucking kid on his arm. Really bad. Like, bad. It was a pan burn right out of the oven. And I burnt him so bad, and I'm like, oh my god, I felt so terrible. So then they put me on boxes.
They're like, okay, move this box.
Like, this poor
move this
kid.
idiot to
Yeah,
boxes.
they're like,
How can you fuck that up?
And this kid's always going to remember that scar on his arm because of my dumb ass. So, anyways, I'm doing boxes and I'm just getting like fucking paper cuts. They hurt so bad and I wasn't fast at it. So then they moved me to buttering the cheese pull
just
aparts.
brushing the
yeah, just
butter
brushing the butter and then putting them in the boxes that were already folded for me. And I guess that didn't work out. So then they had me sweeping the floor. So like I'm just going down this like pyramid of shitty places.
Shitty jobs you could have at Little Caesars.
So then they moved me to cashier after sweeping. And I was like, oh, great. Cool. So, like, I did the till and all of that. And my till is $50 short. And I was like, what the fuck? That's weird. Obviously, I'm not stealing. So I'm like, I don't know. I must have miscounted. I must have, like, forgot to give someone their change. I don't know. So he's like, he seems annoyed. And so he's like, okay, well, all right. Well, and then so he moves like the cashier drawer and the $50 was under the cashier.
Oh, because they throw big bills under the...
Well, no, apparently not there because he thought it made me look like I was stealing.
Oh.
And I was like, that wasn't me. But I don't know. So anyways, so then they put me into dishwashing. And that was when I was like, picking up dog shit's a little better. I'm gonna go to be a kennel kid.
Pick up dog shit.
I'm gonna go pick up dog shit and clean kennels. That was easier for me. Peace out. So I quit. I think I worked there 2 weeks. And I was just like over it. It was so bad.
I remember you'd like bring home like pizzas.
Yeah, it was so gross. And then it was just really annoying because they had a ton of smokers that worked there. And they were always on smoke breaks. So, like, the kids who don't smoke are just...
working.
It was, like, the busiest Little Caesars, too. Anyone in Layton knows what Little Caesars I'm talking about.
I know what Little Caesars
exactly which one I'm talking about. And it's a shit show. And it was a shit show working there. And, yeah, it was a good thing I quit.
That's so funny. They're
I know.
Hey, she can't do that. Move her down.
All right, move her down. And I just slowly worked down.
They're like, okay.
No more.
Okay, let her brush.
They're like, high to 50.
Well, it was disgusting
High to
because
50. We need to get rid of her.
I think they were trying to just push me out. So it's disgusting. Like, I honestly, I hope they're not doing it anymore. But these pans never are washed.
Ew.
So they're just having me wash shitty ass, baked on, packed full of like grossness. Like you touch it and your hand would be black. That's how caked on it is because they don't wash them. They just reuse them. They don't have time to wash the pans. So they just keep rebaking them and baking them in them. Wow. They're disgusting. And I was doing that and I was like, no. Over this. These aren't cleaning. Dish soap isn't gonna save these.
Damn, that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it's really gross.
Yeah, that's way gross.
Quantity, not quality.
Exactly. Little Caesars.
Little sleazers.
Yeah. That was so gross. It was the worst. I felt so bad for that kid I burned. It was so bad.
Like how bad? Like how big of a burn? Like
it was probably a couple inches. It was bad. Like the pan literally like just right into his arm.
Oh my gosh.
He's
like ah.
Oh yeah. He's like ah, and screaming. And I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, are you? He's like, I'm fine.
His wife's future.
Like, I know.
Where did you get that scar?
He probably got workers.
Some dumb bitch, the stupidest worker I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone move down so quickly in a company.
I did. I was so bad. It was
just
awful.
Seems like a domino, you know?
Yeah. Good thing I don't work at Domino's.
You would have done great.
Oh my god.
Maybe I could have had a successful career there. But not at Little Caesars.
It just wasn't the right timing, you know?
No. Oh, it was so bad. And then I'd go home and I'd just reek of pizza.
That was like when I worked at a theater.
Oh.
And you just go
You and Nick
home
both
smelling
did, and like you'd smell like fucking
You
popcorn.
get sick of the smell of the theater popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I felt with Little
You'd
Caesars.
make it all day. You'd serve it all day.
But there
and
was
you'd
like
eat it all day.
some people there that have like worked there for years that just like still eat that shit up. I'm like, how do you do that, man?
Yeah, that's weird. I couldn't. Like, popcorn's good, but I don't
And
know.
not only that, they drowned it in butter. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I don't know.
come on, man.
Come on, man.
That's not even butter. It's like, we don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm sure.
yeah, that's kind of how Little Caesars was.
I think
was
it's like, yeah.
it was just when I was putting butter on cheese, I had a paintbrush that I used to dip the butter in, and I just painted on.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And they
it's-
moved you from that job.
Yeah. I guess I couldn't do that well either. It's fine.
Well, you just put love into it, child.
I tried.
You just didn't do that.
I guess not. Wasn't
You
meant
had
to
a
be.
snotty attitude from when you were hired.
Whatever.
Oh.
It just reminds me when I used, like, the smell. You know how you get, like, so sick of smells? So I used to work at, like, Nordstrom, and I was in their cosmetics area, so I was by perfume, and I'm allergic to perfume.
Really?
And so when I first started there, I'd actually go and I'd have hives the first few weeks. Finally, I adjusted and I got used to it. But like just the smells or certain perfumes that people would spray that you didn't want them spraying because it was stinky. So some of the older perfumes, so I worked for Clinique.
Like the old people.
Yes,
perfumes.
old people perfume, just the worst you can
They
ever
only
imagine.
make it because they're just so old and
Yeah.
in their ways they continue to buy it.
Ew.
Yes, exactly.
We all know the smell.
Yes. So this one in particular is like their oldest one. We never sell it ever. And it is the stinkiest thing I've ever smelled in my life. Like it's so potent and strong, it lingers for days. And so we'd hide it, but this lady wanted to smell it, so it'd hang out. And then I remember this one time specifically, this lady came coming in, and she's all, I need I think it was like the aromatics or something old. And I'm like, oh God, we don't have any. I was like, but I can order you some, or no, I was like, I think they actually discontinued it. And I was like, oh, sorry about that. They discontinued it. And she's all, no, you're not. And she just stormed off. And I was like, okay.
It's just perfume, ma'am.
Yeah. That smells terrible.
Try something out of the box and get something new.
She's like, it's the only one that can mask my crotch odor.
No, you're not.
It's the only thing
You're
that
not sorry.
you bitch.
You bitch. I know. It's just like, oh my God. So now just certain like
No, you're
perfumes or retail just remind me of that raunchy lady. And then like this one lady bought the perfume. She liked it, and she's all, every time I wear this, people tell me I smell like weed, and it just smells like weed. It makes me so happy. And I'm like, that's not a good thing though.
It's like, you can actually just smoke it, ma'am.
Yeah, I was like, have you considered just smoking it?
Instead of this nasty perfume.
That makes my throat swell. That's how bad it was. Like I still would be allergic to the perfume, so like my throat would sometimes swell. And like when that perfume would go off, like I swear my throat instantly would just start hurting. I'm just like, I need to get out of here. Yeah, it's terrible. Fucking perfumes.
But then there's some that you're just like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're more attractive.
Yeah.
There's some that are very intoxicating.
Yeah. There are some I really like out there. God damn
But
it.
not some old bitch queef smell.
Yeah, I don't understand those old lady ones at all. But yeah, so we just kind of wanted to hang out, maybe tell you guys a couple funny stories, and I hope it helps your quarantine time.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Stay safe, wash your hands,
And pick up a hobby.
pick up a hobby, tell us about it. Maybe
We wanna
we'll
know
join.
all about it.
And follow us on Instagram at Thoughts with Chill. The O is a 0.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get away with thought.
Yeah, I guess no one likes the word thought.
THOT.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, we hope you have a nice week, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye, sluts. Thoughts with Chill.